In a world where quality business information is needed, we bring you On the Mic with Mike, the leading social enterprise business show in RVA. Join Mike King, the partnership guru, as he delivers game changers in Metro RVA. On the Mic with Mike showcases how business can help make society better. He discusses tech, culture, innovation, best business practices, and highlighting area nonprofits. Join Mike Monday through Friday, because it is the place where the best and brightest come to chat.
This is Sylvia Farbstein, and I am on the air with Mike King. He is widening the lens of humanity, and I'm so happy to be a part of his journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program around. I'm your host, Mike King, and I appreciate you being here with me. The views expressed here are mine. I have no connection to, support, or agreement with any other host, information, or ads on the station. I don't work for the station. My program just airs here on a daily basis. Join me as this cutting-edge show. We uplift the community and showcase RVA in a different way. The sounds you're listening to are emanating from the Mike King Biz Studio, which is the global epicenter of social enterprise and business. You can hear the Mike King Biz Radio Network on ESPN Richmond 106.1. That's 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. We'd like to thank our show sponsors, SD's Trucking. Shout out to those guys there, Carol Williams, as well as Andy Taylor, Junk Luggers, Rob White, Fast Signs, Mama Michelle's Cafe. Well, man, Chris Mayfield, I'd like to thank him as well. So today, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor. We're bringing a friend of the family back again. This is her first time in studio, but everyone who's out there sees her. Ann Moss Rogers is here. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me, Mike.
All righty. So now we are going to get this out of the way. Okay, when your name is when the name is out there, it's like legendary. People just speak it, and you're known as a community champion, a person who's out there being serious about people's lives, whether it's suicide, but just helping people in general. You hear the name Ann Moss Rogers. I called you Ann. Okay, so this is a breaking story here. We are being clarified. We're going to put some respect on the name. What is the name, ma'am?
My first name is Ann Moss. It's a Southern thing.
It is a Southern thing. Now, being from Pennsylvania, okay, so you, as I said, people call you the same thing. It's Ann Moss Rogers. They give you the whole name right there, but you said you get what name?
I get Ann,
okay,
or people call me Ann Moss Rogers all at once. But my first name is Ann Moss. It's like Mary Ann, Amy Rose.
So in a room, when they say, like in a room of 100 people, if they say Mike, 50 people turn around, and there's a difference between Michaels and Mikes. There are no other Ann Mosses that you run across, I would bet.
No, there's actually one in my neighborhood, but it is her first and last
okay,
name.
All right, okay. So yeah, there's a difference. All righty, really quickly, it's a business show. Ann Moss Rogers is here with us. I see her in all the circles out there, game changers. People are making a difference in the community. Ma'am, let's go with the elevator pitch. This is a business show. Who are you? What do you do?
So my name, as you have mentioned, is Ann Moss Rogers. I'm a public speaker. I'm an author. And my subject is suicide prevention, addiction, and coping strategies. I lost a son to suicide in 2015. And as a result,
that's okay. So that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, live radio. We go through some things. When you're a talk show host, trust me, I've done it. And now I see when people are on TV, you kind of chuckle and they're like, well, sorry for that, but that's okay. We're back.
Sorry. I'm a brain tumor survivor as well.
Really?
Yeah. And sometimes I'll have a spasm. I'll have a spasm in my throat.
Well, this is the correct place to do it because this is a buttoned up show. We do everything serious here. So you'll be okay.
I think I've recovered.
Okay. All right. So you had all those things. And when I met you back around 2016, 2017, I would guess that it was fresh in those days. It never gets better. But you were then talking about you were highlighting suicide through a kickball tournament.
We were doing actually it was youth mental health. And we were doing a kickball tournament and basically getting people to talk about the subject, because back in 2015, late 2015, no one was talking about it. And I will say that's been a really big change, that I now hear a lot of people talking about it. And I think the pandemic has kind of put an accelerator on the subject in general. And I mean, I got calls all the time. So when I first started with this subject, no one wanted to have me speak. Nobody wanted to talk about it. No, everybody said they weren't interested. And now I'm going all over the country. And so it's changed. And I'm glad it's really opened up, because it's really a place we need to focus, because our children are our future, right?
That is true. And so I remember when I talked to Stephanie Becker, and she told me, I'd asked her, how you doing? And she said, that's a dangerous question. And because, when I think when we talk about suicide or painful subjects, people don't want to talk about it because it's too close. It's too close to the pain that I'm dealing with. So I think, and do you think that the pandemic slowing people down and put everyone on time, I gave people time to think?
I do, but it also sort of, I think the pandemic, like everything else, had good things and bad. But now we're seeing that it kind of accelerated mental health issues and other issues that were already on the rise. So that isolation does increase the risk for suicide, and connection decreases that risk.
So Mike Amos Rogers is here with us. We're talking mental health, suicide, as well as substance abuse. And shout out to our good friend, Joe Chikowitz. When people look at her, you guys are the hardest working folks out there when it comes to this topic, whether it's addiction, whether it is mental health. You guys are operating at a different speed than everyone else.
Well, we have to. I mean, I don't want anybody else standing in my shoes. And it's also a stigmatized death. So afterwards, people can be ostracized, they can be accused, they can be, they can be people who don't get the support like other people after certain deaths.
I saw a thing one time, and see, people don't think, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think that social media works, trust me, it does. I saw a thing where you wrote one time, you said, it's the death where the person, like they committed a crime. They committed suicide. It was something bad. I remember I saw that you wrote something like that.
I did. So
the stigma.
We don't want to use the phrase committed in front of the word suicide. We want to say died by suicide, killed himself, took his life, with, of course, the right pronoun. We don't want to use the word committed because it's not a crime. And it's been recognized as a public health issue by the World Health Organization, the Department of Defense, and the National Institute of Mental Health.
So let's talk about a family who's out there, some of the signs. And when you look back on the situation with your son, looking back in hindsight, do you think that you miss things now? And what information could you give to parents who are out there who could possibly be going through something?
Well, first of all, most of us that have lost a child had no idea that that child was struggling, because we think, oh, it can't happen to us because my child has everything he could ever want. And people don't understand, it's just this thing happening in their brain that sort of pushes them in this dark place. So it's not really a choice, but rather something that people are pushed to in a moment of extreme emotional pain. And I think that we don't really recognize the signs because we are in denial. So that's why I wrote a book to teachers, because they're less emotionally involved. But what we hear kids say is, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't go on. I hate looking at myself in the mirror. I'm such a burden. That's a really big one. So they're very subtle clues, and it's really how those comments actually make you feel when they say it. Because they say that well over 80% of those who die by suicide leave some kind of clue as to their intention before they die. So it's either in their behavior or what they say or what they're doing. So some of the behaviors are they start ghosting. So you may, it could be your sister and all of a sudden she's off the radar and become background noise. Maybe that's time you really need to reach out and not take it personally that she didn't show up for your family event, but figure out why she might not have shown up.
Well, okay, so you're saying so ghosting, they go quiet.
They go quiet. And that can be a sign of relapse, of alcohol or drug relapse, and somebody struggling with thoughts of suicide or depression.
How about if a person says, leave me alone, back off, you feel like you may be overreaching?
I think you become helpfully nosy and say, yeah.
I like that.
I understand.
Helpfully nosy.
But I care about you. And the fact that you are not showing up has me very concerned. So I'm wondering, a lot of times when people are ghosting like that, they're struggling with thoughts of suicide. Are you thinking of suicide? You have to ask it directly. Point blank.
Man, that's a tough one.
It's a very tough one.
It's a tough one.
I get the whole crowd when I do a speech, I have them repeat it after me, just so they get used to saying it. The alternative is, are you thinking of killing yourself? Equally.
Same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. I mean, you change the wording up a little bit. Okay, so when you go down to the crowd is shocked, like I am.
Yeah.
The crowd is shocked because it takes a lot to ask someone, are you thinking about killing yourself or are you thinking about committing suicide?
You don't say committing suicide.
Oh, that's I'm not supposed to say that. Okay.
That's all right.
That's it. Okay. So are you considering killing yourself or ending your life or whatever?
Right.
Okay. And you wait for the response.
Yes. And what if they say no, but they hesitate for a really long time, or 3 seconds?
It's a long time. 3 seconds is an eternity when you throw that question out there.
Then you ask again.
So you've written books. Let's talk about, you took a bad time in your life and you made it your mission. That's what you do right now. You're out there doing it. How do you talk to someone who's been going through some things and turn, as my mom would say, you turn your mess into your message? How do you do that? Because somewhere right now, somebody's hurting, trying to figure it out. And you've gone through it, and a part of that's in the rear view mirror, but you're also looking for people down the road who are going through some things. How do you make magic happen?
I think that in my healing process involved giving back and getting the word out, because every time somebody sends me a note and said, something I read on your blog last night saved my life. And, I was sitting here with the means to kill myself and I decided not to, because of something I read or something I saw that you put out there. And I mean, a lot of people have accused me of saving my son Charles over and over and over again, but so what? I mean, to me, that giving back piece has been a big part of my own emotional healing, because I got to move forward. I got to figure out how to live life without my younger son in it, who is named Charles. And that's just been a big part of it. Okay.
On the mic with my Ann Moss Rogers this year. We got to go away and take a break for a moment, but I want to ask you, at what point when your son was gone did you realize that you may make it? Because I would imagine there were times that you felt like you couldn't go on. At what point did you realize I may be able to do this and I got to push forward?
I'd say within about an hour after he died, I was on the floor with my husband and my dog. And I said, I can't survive this. I can't survive this. Oh my gosh, it hurt so much. It hurt so much. And it was like a message came in my head and said, you can survive as much as it hurts right now. And it was brutal. It will never hurt as much as getting the news that part is over. And if you're not around, if you don't go forward with this, then no one will ever know Charles or his legacy.
Because you keep him going. I see you talking about on his birthday, on different things, you're saying you keep his name alive.
I do, because he let other people know that they mattered. And that is the legacy that I carry forward. And he loved to be on stage. And that's probably
Oh,
why.
he was a character?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, he was a character?
Funniest, most popular kid in school. He was a dynamo. Everyone loved him. He was just, the kid who walked in, and it was like he brought sunshine in his pocket and he was there to hand it out.
One of my Amos Rogers. See, I'm supposed to take a break. Really quickly, I saw the soccer player from Stanford took her own life. Yeah. And I saw mom talking. It's one thing when you see mom, and nothing against moms. When I saw dad start crying, it was like dad was broken. Like men don't know. We don't know how to deal. How did your husband get through? We always hear a lot of times about moms making through. How did your husband, and how do you see men coming through it?
Well, I think you brought up a great point, because you really have to feel your feelings. And for whatever reason in our culture, we kind of make men think that they have to push away their feelings, and that's being strong. And but we can't heal if we can't feel.
Man, I never, see, that's why you're on radio show. You can't heal if you can't feel.
Right.
On the mic with Mike, ESPN Richmond. That's why we're the best around. We got to take a break. We'll be back shortly.
Hi, this is Andy with Junk Luggers. Have you ever wondered why you see the big green junk lugger trucks racing all over town, hither and yon? It's because we've taken an eco-friendly approach to junk and furniture removal. Instead of dumping items in the landfill, we work with local area charities to donate, repurpose, and recycle the items, keep them out of the landfill, and give back to the local communities, to those in need. You can find out more about us at www.junkluggersofcentralva.com or give us a call at 804-299-3814.
Welcome to Brown House Candle Company, Richmond's first custom scented candle studio, where you can create and hand pour your own custom scented candle. Here at Brown House Candle Company, we provide the custom soy wax blend, cotton wicks, and have over 130 premium fragrances to choose from, which allows you to create a highly scented, cleaner, and longer burning candle. Not into candles? No problem. You can also create your own custom scented body scrub, lotion, soap, body or room spray, home diffuser, and wax melts. Brown House Candle Company is great for solo outings, girls' night out, and date nights. Or book the studio for your private event, such as birthday parties, bridal showers, baby showers, and team building activities. Come pour with us. Located at 6131 Harborside Center Loop, right in Midlothian. Contact us by email at contactus@brownhousecandles.com. Check out our webpage, www.brownhousecandles.com, and find us on social media, Instagram or Facebook at Brown House Candles with an S. We look forward to helping you with your sensational experience.
I'm Jerry Howard with E4 Leadership and Business Coaching. Have you ever wondered why you can't get close to your employees or they'll start slacking off? Have you ever wondered why people just won't do their job? Well, at E4 Leadership and Business Coaching, we are change agents. We drive culture shifts by implementing a language of leadership that bridges the gap between carpet people, also known as leadership, and where the rubber meets the road. If you got interest in speaking with us, check out our website at Ephesians4U.com. That's Ephesians, like in the Bible, the number 4, the letter U.com. I look forward to speaking with you.
Are you tired of overpaying the IRS through penalty and interest, high tax balances that aren't even correct? Or do you have back taxes that are complicated? Well, Tax Resolution Accounting has tax experts on staff that specialize in dealing with the IRS. We help get relief on your tax debt and make sure that you get results that you are looking for. Call us today. Receive a free consultation. Call 804-570-1684 and visit our website at taxresolutionaccounting.com.
The Women's Business Center Richmond, located on the historic campus of Virginia Union University, aspires to be your first partner on your path to becoming a thriving entrepreneur, or your next partner providing technical assistance for intentional business growth. We are an SBA resource partner and a federally recognized nonprofit with over 90% of our services provided free of charge. Each week, we host a radio broadcast entitled WBCR.
Mike. The mic is Mike.
I'm on the mic with Mike. He's like a guru.
No, he's a businessman with a great radio show.
And he supports the nonprofits.
Watch his show and grow.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Mike King, this ESPN Richmond, the champ of Business Talk Radio. In Richmond, Mike King here with Ann Moss Rogers. Welcome back, ma'am.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so we're touching on some serious subjects, but we're putting it in a light that people can understand mental health, substance abuse, and suicide, taking lives, asking people, are you considering that? Which you say is very important. If a person is out there right now, give them some lifelines to reach out to get some help.
So the crisis text line, the one I can remember right off the top of my head, is 741-741. And you can reach out even if you're just like anxious about a test or you're pregnant, but you can also reach out if you are having thoughts of suicide. 741-741 is the crisis text that works, and definitely around here and in Canada.
Alrighty, and so we had a conversation before about suicide in African Americans, and I had said a lot of times Black people, we don't as much go to get help. We just, you're man up, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and keep it moving. But you're saying that's something that we should be very concerned about as well.
It is. I mean, when we say that, we're basically invalidating someone's feelings, and we're saying we're not willing to listen to you because we don't want to process or listen to your hurt. And that, you know, when we connect with other people on that level, we're making a connection. And it's very important to say something like, tell me more. And then ultimately you want to try to connect that person with help, or make sure somebody's with them that night, or follow up the next day. But you want to keep in touch with that person and let them know you're willing to listen. And if you're a male, you need to do that with your male friends too.
Because a lot of times we don't know how to deal. We put the pain in a box and we wrap it up, and hopefully it never touches on it again, but it doesn't go away.
No. In fact, if that's what you do, then you will feel raw 7 years later, and you will feel stuck in your grief, and you will be stuck in your grief. So you actually have to let it out to move forward.
So how can people find Ann Moss Rogers out there? Books, vlogs, all of the places. How can they find you?
So the blog is Emotionally Naked at emotionallynaked.com.
Okay, that's the name. Oh, really quickly, how did you come up with that name?
I was running and it popped in my head, and I said, that's it. And it's now my registered trademark.
Emotionally Naked.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And AnnMossRogers.com is my speaker site.
And so when you talk to folks, what type of topics, like what do you bring to it and what type of organizations bring you in to talk about your subject?
Well, I just had a request from a nurse, anesthetist group in Michigan. I've gone out to speak to educator group in California. I've been to fundraisers at a nonprofit in Alabama. I'm going to Amarillo, Texas next month. That is focusing more on suicide grief.
All righty, Ann Moss Rogers out here. Mike King. This is the Mike King Biz Radio Network. This lady's out doing some phenomenal things. Once again, give a shout out to our friend Joe Chikowitz. You're also on the board. Which boards are you on now?
Oh, Two in the Stigma with
Okay,
Joe Chikowitz. And NAMI Virginia, and Kathy Harkey is the executive director of and NAMI stands for National Alliance of Mental Illness.
Okay, so if you want to have Kathy get in touch with us, we can have her on and talk about. It's always a serious subject, and we're trying to shine a light on the Mike ESPN Richmond. That's where we are. We bring the game changers to you every day. That's what we do. ESPN 106.1, The Choice 105.3, 2 to 3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. We got to go, folks. As I always say, the microphone ain't free. Plus, my grandkids need stuff. Thanks. Now we'll talk to you soon.